Hi there, and welcome to Oz in Retirement. On today's walk, I'm going to talk, which is nothing surprising. But what is surprising is 5 things I've noticed since I've been retired that I'm not saying I didn't expect. I'm just saying I didn't expect them to benefit me as much as they have. And I'm talking like in my body and in my mind, in my all-round enjoyment of being retired. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Number 1, my diet. Now, that seems a bit strange. What's so good about a diet? So, in my working career, I spent most of the time sitting down, either driving a crane truck or driving a forklift. I never stopped for lunch. So my typical lunch was anything I could reach around and grab from behind my seat. My go-tos were like white bread, thick cheese sandwiches. Sausage rolls was another favorite. Tons of granola bars. You know, easy stuff that you could just like eat and drive at the same time. That is not a healthy lifestyle. That is going to catch up with you. So being retired, I've dumped all that. I've cut out the white bread, really cut back on cheese, and my lunch is now, I will take time and I will make myself a salad. I will make myself something healthy, leftovers from the night before, you know, stuff that you can heat up in a microwave, stuff that I haven't had for like 20-30 years. And the overall benefits, I'm feeling a lot better, you know. So yeah, I'm surprised how better I feel just from eating healthier. When you think about it, it makes sense. But you know what? When you're driving, you don't care about eating healthy. You just care about what you can grab with one hand while the other's on the wheel. Yeah, my diet. Number two, more time to be creative. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I like building things. I'm a bit of a handyman, but I like to also create things. So this past summer, I got into building like quirky birdhouses. I made a video about quirky birdhouses. Projects around the house. Things that you can like take your time, you think about, you can do a good job, and you're not rushed. You know, it's not like you've got to do it in the evening, you've got to do it on the weekend. You've got a week to do it. You can take your time, you can think about it, you can do a really good job. I really enjoyed being creative. And the other thing is YouTube. I mean, look at me now. It's a Monday morning, most people at work. I'm out here in the fresh air making a YouTube video. I enjoy making YouTube videos. I enjoy learning about how to edit. I'm not saying I'm that good at it, but I love it. You know, I got all this time to mess around doing creative things. You know, what's the next thing that I can build, or next YouTube video I can make? Yeah, being creative. I love it. I never expected that I would feel as good about being creative as I feel. Okay, number 3, cooking. Okay, yeah, I admit it. I have never cooked a meal in my life until I retired. You know, my go-to was a fried breakfast. Anyone that knows me from the past is like, buddy, you don't cook. No, I didn't cook. But now I've cooked over 300 meals since I've been retired for like a year and a quarter. No, not even that. September, yeah. So, cooking. How does that benefit me? And well, I tell you, first off, my spouse still works. So I'm the guy at home when I used to work, I'd come home after a long hard day and I'd expect, well, not expect, but you know, the meal would be there for me. So now when my spouse comes home, it's only fair that the meal should be prepared by the person who's got the most time to do it. So that's me. Now, I got no cooking skills. Or I had no cooking skills. HelloFresh, big shout out to HelloFresh. So we ordered these HelloFresh meals, comes in a box, 4 meals a week. Instructions, quality products in there. You know, whatever you order, we have never, in all the time we've had it, we've never had a complaint. It's becoming chilly. Straightforward instructions how to do it, and you can create some really nice meals. And I would never have thought that I would enjoy cooking, but you know, to have the ingredients, to follow the recipe, and they're only about like half an hour, 45 minutes, so, and then to eat it, man, it's so satisfying. I really enjoy it. And you know, you're doing something nice, right? You know, your spouse appreciates it, makes you feel good. So I love cooking now, as long as I've got a recipe to follow. I can't wing it, I need it written down step by step. But yeah, it still counts, right? Cooking, good stuff. 4 has a real benefit to my health. It's increased exercise minutes. Now, I've always been a fit guy, but when you work all day, 5 days a week, you have like the evenings and the weekends. You know, you can come home and you can just feel bagged. Weekends you have other obligations, so you know, you try and squeeze in some workouts. Being retired, you can plan great workouts whenever you want, and you can change it up. I mean, I have a gym in my house with the exercise bike and weights. I got a road bike. This year I've also done kayaking, paddle boarding. I've gone for like 4-hour weekday cycles, you know, hiking up in the mountains. I mean, what we're doing now, like, we're spoiled. This is a beautiful area, right? It's just a walk along a dike. But yeah, I can't really see the mountains today because it's cloudy, but they're over there. So hiking up in the mountains, you know, like a half day, I won't say full day hike, but you know, you can go between 4 and 6 hours. Backpack, lunch for me and the dog, you know. So the increased exercise minutes is a real benefit. I really enjoy it. Obviously it's good for you. I'm surprised that I'm surprised the things I come up with to do that I really enjoy that I never used to do, and especially the hiking up in the mountains. You know, I got the bear spray. I like going where no one else is, you know. So I'm not saying I'm in the middle of nowhere, but I enjoy the trails through the forest, through the woods, where it's just basically me and the dog and no one else around, you know. So that's a weekday. So I'm surprised how much I've really enjoyed and physically benefited from being retired when it comes to exercise. So that brings us to number 5. Number 5, living without work stress. Now, I'm not saying I live without stress. I think we all live with stress to varying degrees, but work stress is a different kind of stress that you can do without. Now, I'm not saying that I had the most stressful job. In fact, if someone asked me, is your job stressful, I used to say no. There's no stress in my job. I do my job, I do it well, but it's not stressful. It's only when you retire that you realize, you know what, I was kidding myself. Yeah, that was stress. I mean, my particular job, like I said, I was truck driver, forklift operator. was also a supervisor in management. I used to, at the end of my career, I used to run, the company I worked for had 2 yards, $150 million a year company. And I run one of the yards. I used to run it from a forklift. It was a smaller yard. I don't know, probably responsible for about 15 employees myself. And, you know, even though I would run it from a forklift, which is why I always had to reach behind and eat on the go, it had stress, you know. Now, that part of my life has ended. The stress of being at work. I used to open up the yard at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll be working on my own, preparing the day until 6. Sometimes in the pitch black. You know, when you think about it, the area it was in wasn't the safest either, being the only one there. You had to be careful. But all these things, like, I never really considered to be stressful. I'd always done it. And there's something now, thinking back, thinking about my life when I was working compared to my life now. It's like, whew, I feel great. That work stress has gone. You know, the responsibility of having that yard I worked at run smoothly, with the flow, incoming, outgoing flow of trucks and stock management, stock location. You know, there was money tied up everywhere. You couldn't make mistakes, and the better job you done, the better the company performed. So that was a stress that I didn't really even consider until I retired. And I feel damn good now. So that was 5. So there we have it. 5 things that have pleasantly surprised me in retirement. I'm sure that there's been many things that have pleasantly surprised you too. And if you want to share it, stick them in the comments. I'd like to read them. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next video.